Morning, Phil Collins speaking. Oh, Mr. Malinowski. I didn't recognise the number. It's been ages. You back over here? Just landed. Me? I'm still working hard. You know I'm divorced. No, there isn't a man in my life unless you count Earl Grey or the toothless flasher that hangs about my front garden. No, I have no social life whatsoever, Mr. Malinowski. My best friend is Mr. Muscle. Ooh. Ooh. Are you asking me out on a date, Mr. Malinowski? 2:30? This afternoon? Well, I'm having my hair done later. When I woke up this morning, I looked like a cross between Albert Einstein and Tintin after a ride at Alton Towers. No, I'll be here. You know the address, don't you? Okay. Uh-huh. I'll see you later. I feel like a hand grenade that's just been pulled. A hot date on a hot day. My luck's changing. Now, it's all platonic, of course. I'm too rusty for hanky-panky. But I did get all hot and bothered when I sat on the remote last night and accidentally came across an erotic film. The cook, the thief, his wife, and her dildo. I met Mr. Malinowski on jury service. He's a lovely, dinky man, but he can be a pernickety little fart at times, like Poirot, bless him. Oh, Philippa Collins. Who can resist such a pretty face? I think the rest of me could do with a trip to Sketchley's. Tits first for the full treatment. The last person to see this dynamic duo let loose in all their glory was Dr. McCory up the General. Oh. She got all uppity when I said, I want a red carpet and Steven Spielberg banging his clapperboard at this here breast screening. She's got no sense of humour, my son Nicholas said. I wonder how he's doing living out in San Francisco. I might give him a ring later. Reverse the charges. I'm lonely without Nick. He got spliced last October. It was lovely seeing two eligible men on the wedding cake. Me and his partner Scotty get on famously. Young Scott reminds me of Nick's father, scrubbed like a Marine. But I do feel cheated about the fact I won't have any grandchildren. Unless Nick and Scott decide to adopt. Apparently they can do such clever things these days scientifically. I don't know all the ins and outs, but all they would need would be a willing female, and Nick knows a lovely lesbian pharmacist from Cockermouth who once did some research in a sperm bank. Cheryl. She looks like one of those cats from Cats, the musical. Apparently she's seen it 80-odd times. Miss Cheryl Cat. She changed her name by deed poll. Lucky she wasn't hooked on that puppetry of a penis, huh? Oh, I do wish I had a grandson or a granddaughter to make a fuss of. But most of all, I wish Nick and Scott would come back to London. I should hate Scotty. He took my boy away from me. Mind you, I've heard Scotty misses his hometown, Brighton. I used to live down by the coast. I'd get up at the crack of dawn and nip down to the sea. I made friends with Eddie, the deck chair handler, and he gave me one for free. He looked like a slim version of that Starman, Russell Grant. One day, he kindly offered to rub ombre solaire into my pasty shoulders, and that was that. All my dates with Eddie took place on the pier. I moved in with him not long after his Izzy died. Never liked that woman. She once accused me of muscling in on their happy relationship. "Can't leave you on your own," I said after the funeral. "Not on my own," he said, pointing to a cardboard box in the corner of the room containing Roger the tortoise. "Honestly, they could have been twins." I tell a lie. Roger's better looking. "No, I mustn't be vile. Poor old Eddie turned into a hermit crab after he lost Izzy. 'She's never coming back,' he used to say, staring at her threadbare reclining chair. He kept her ashes in an urn by the radiator because she always felt the cold. I knocked them over once when I was dusting. She was a huge woman, built like an Amazonian. So to see a pile of autumn leaves in her place was a real eye-opener. I'd still be living with Eddie if he hadn't hung himself with his Bugs Bunny tie. Poor old sod, couldn't live without his Izzy. And I was a poor substitute for a beloved sister. Flabbergasted I was when I read the suicide note, saying they were lovers. Incest. Right under my nose. And I didn't even twig. Nick said I'd never make a sleuth. Oh, although I crave company, I'm having second thoughts about this date with Mr. Malinowski, you know. I mean, what if we get close or fall out? Could lose this cleaning job and I need it badly. No, I cannot have a liaison with my boss. I want to get everything shipshape because he hasn't been back since Diana died. Diana, my budgie. Yeah, no. No, when I'm done, I'll scribble him a note cancelling our rendezvous, and then when I'm back from the hairdresser, I'll dash back home and make some lunch for me and Paul. Paul Newman. He's got a famous name like moi. Maybe that's a good omen. A date with Paul. It's not right to keep calling him the toothless flasher. Yeah, I'll invite him in and I'll clean him up, and who knows, underneath that bird's nest of a beard and those dreadlocks might lurk a handsome devil. I know what's under his Macintosh. He's Jewish. Spotted that through my binoculars. We'll have a quiet meal in. He won't be able to resist a date with Phil Collins.